I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. After the penalty, it's Davis. Room here to run. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
We want it. Come to my world.
They keep it with Davis on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down. They'll run with Davis. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with fourth down coming up. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second down, McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Chicago! Mike Davis, 66 yards as the Bears push further out in front. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, and that'll bring up second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Now Garoppolo over the middle, and it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On the return is Cohen. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But and he's into the clear. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Garoppolo finding his tight end, Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Garoppolo and the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 11-yard touchdown. And the 49ers get a score closer. And a touchdown maybe for the fantasy football folks watching.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are happy about that touchdown, even though it won't change who wins this ball game.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. This is Davis. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So we got 3 of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Matt Nagy has made the decision. They're going to go for it here. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The tackle there by Richard Sherman. From the 22, Trubisky.
They try to quick hit.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nick Bosa. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean...
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light. Go! Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Poss, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Ready, set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Steady, to the letter rock, turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind?
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. With that, we head up to MetLife Stadium as we'll hand it over to the two men that'll call the action, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium. Stephen Hauschka now about set to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
49. March 49. Drop deep, drop deep.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Bell stopped up behind the line as he's going to wind up losing a couple here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Here we go, King, get on the field.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold stepping up. He'll try and run. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
49, 49, 49.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and that'll make it 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. A screen to Bell, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. To the air. Allen got him in. It's Brown. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, He's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Allen going to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll give this to Bell running right. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. Here now Roberts. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
To throw, it's Allen, and that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it'll bring up third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again. Allen. And his throw is incomplete. Tremaine Johnson that time there to force the incompletion. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Allen. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no. They went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
Le'Veon Bell and the Jets ready to begin their next drive. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Darnold. Open man is Anderson. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Darnold from the gun. On the catch, it's Crowder. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
In his own end zone, it's Allen. This will be caught by Brown. John Brown. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. John Brown, 99 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Early on, you hit on it. Needing to avoid the big play. Easier said than done, though. There's a big touchdown.
Yeah, but the big thing is when he does get his catches, you've got to tackle him and get him on the ground. Obviously, weren't able to do it on that one.
Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we put our focus now on Le'Veon Bell. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. On second down, it's Bell. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Darnold. Caught here by Bell.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To throw again on second down. Darnold. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
Here's Allen. He finds his target, John Brown. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. John Brown now heading back onto the field as he gets set to go here. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting it, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. To throw on second and 10. Allen, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. Allen, he gets it to Brown, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 14.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Here's Hauschka for the extra point.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, and defensively, you've got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
Now Allen. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
And this one caught by Beasley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Allen. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's going to a battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Allen to throw it. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Allen now looks to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So out now come the Jets. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Strong right.
Darnold on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 46. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. The Jets on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down. Darnold now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. The shotgun snap for Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. On 2nd down now, it's Bell. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Back to throw, Darnold.